Here's the A-part breakdown of the tune The Golden Ticket. And this definitely has a beautiful melody, but it is a little quirky, and the timing of it can be a little awkward. So let's walk through it piece by piece, starting with this first chunk of the A-part. Here's the first little section of the tune we're going to work on. It sounds like this. So let's just get that little hook. That's kind of the part of the tune that really catches my ear every time. So it starts here with a ring finger on that 5th fret of the 1st string, and you're going to do a pull off to the 4th fret on that 1st string. So that's 5 to 4. And then you're going to do a hammer on open to 4 right on that same string, followed by a strum. And when I do that strum, I'm really just trying to strum the top string. And then you do a hammer on back to that 5th fret, followed by a ditty, again trying to just strum those top couple strings. Such a cool little line. So practice that a few times in a row. And then we go into the next part of the tune. And that's almost your G scale going down, but it skips a note. So it's a pull off, 5 to 4, just like you did in the very beginning, but now we do open, followed by a drop thumb on that 2nd string 1st fret. So good. And then we keep going down our scale. That last little line. Open 2nd string, 3rd string 2nd fret, and then open 3rd string. So that's essentially a scale going down. You just skip that 2nd fret of the 1st string. So here's the first line of the tune. Try to get that one down a few times before you move on. Then we go into a C chord shape. Because while we don't play a C chord explicitly here, we kind of play notes around a C chord. So it's nice to get that index finger down on that 2nd string 1st fret. And then we do a really cool thing here where we play drop thumb on the 1st string open to get that syncopation on the offbeat. So try to play that 2nd string 1st fret, bring your hand up, and then when you come back down, you hit the head or do a ghost stroke, and then you lift up with your thumb on that open 1st string. So followed by a pull off 2 to open on that 1st string. So try to get that little phrase down. The key is to always keep your hand moving in and out. So, and then we do a drop thumb 2 to 3 open. So and then we go into our D chord shape. So you play your D chord, 2nd fret, 3rd string. You strike it again. That's a pull off, 2 to open, and then a strum of your D chord. So lots of interesting phrases. Definitely pause this and make sure you have each phrase before you move on the next half of the A part is essentially the same. So it's working backwards there. Okay, so now let's see if we can stitch it together. This is a lot, so again, make sure you have each phrase independently. Phrase 1, phrase 2, phrase 3, and then phrase 4. So now let's see if we can get all that together. Ready? Go. Such a cool melody. Definitely takes some practice to get that timing. And then the next part is essentially the same. After you do that, same as the beginning. And then it changes a little here when you go into that C chord. So we play that first fret, second string, and then that second fret on the first string, when you do that syncopated drop thumb, instead of doing the open first string like we did before, we do the second fret of the first string. And then you do drop thumb, this time open on the first string, but leave that index finger down on that first fret of the second string. So, followed by a hammer on right there on that same open to 1 on the second. So that's, and then first string, followed by your third ditty. Whew. Okay, so that's definitely the kind of tune that you want to really get that melody in your head because it's such a squirrely passage. So let's see if we can just get that ending bit. Just listen to that a couple times. Okay, now we have the whole A part. Let's try it together. A part, ready, go. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Again. Cool. Now, this tune has the feeling of being crooked, which means that it has an irregular number of beats, and I'm not certain exactly how it lays out in terms of counting the beats in the measure. This is definitely the kind of tune, though, that I've listened to it enough so that the timing feels a bit more natural. It's definitely an awkward beginning, but that's kind of what makes it such a groovy little hook at the top of the tune. So it's possible that when you play this for other people, they might time it out a little differently. And honestly, I might even change the timing around of that first phrase, how quickly I go into this phrase. That might vary. So just keep an eye on that. Sometimes these crooked tunes, we accidentally straighten them out and play them with a normal number of beats. Sometimes we leave in a little more space. All that to say, there's, at least in the way I play this, there's not necessarily a right way. You can be a little flexible with the timing there at the end, but just keep that in mind. I just want to flag that because I'm not exactly sure how everybody plays that ending and how they time it out going back into the beginning. So that's the A part breakdown. I know that was a little murky there at the end, but that's just to say old time music is strange sometimes. Okay, let's go into the B part. Here's the B part of Golden Ticket. And the A part has some pieces that overlap into the B. You'll probably recognize a little bit at the end. Here it goes up the neck though. I'll just play it nice and slow. What a cool B part. Very unusual melody, and it'll take us some time here to walk through it. We've got a bunch of little pieces that are very unusual for an old-time tune, and it is an original tune, so probably why there's some interesting bits of vocabulary here to work out. So we've got a slide 7 to 9, and that goes into a 2-note chord. That's my ring finger on that 9th fret, and then middle finger on that 8th fret of the 2nd string. That's a G chord. So slide into a ditty, and then you play that 1st string again, followed by a 9 to 10 hammer-on, ring to pinky. So and then we do a pull-off, 9 to 7. Using that ring to index. Make sure you really press down hard with that index finger so you get a nice crisp pull-off. As we move on here, we're going to do that pull-off 9 to 7. And then we go, it's a cool little line. We're playing the 5th fret on the 1st string, 7th fret on the 2nd string. That's 2 drop thumbs in a row. Now that's the same as going, but I think it's a little bit cleaner and almost easier somehow. Less movement for sure in your left hand if you're able to just go. So that's and then we do open drop thumb 1 to 2. Okay, that's a lot there. So if we just backtrack that measure we just did. So that's pull off 9 to 7. Make sure your thumb is on the back of the neck. That's really helpful for all this dense melody up here. So if we start over, it goes. Again. When you go up to that slide, and then you put your 2 fingers down for that 2-note chord, you don't need to leave that middle finger down when you do that hammer-on. It's a little easier to get your middle finger back off the instrument. So and then a hammer-on open to 2. And sometimes I'll do this as a 2-note strum. So I'm strumming into the top 2 strings of my C chord. So 2nd fret 1st string, 1st fret 2nd string. I like that sound. And then we go up to that 10th fret. So 10, 9, 10, 9. And then we go into our bar chord of the 7th fret, which is a D chord. Cool. And if you can just do those top 3 strings, you'll notice that you can get that open 4th string, really full resonant sound in that 4th string, really ring out on your instrument. So that's here's that measure. So it's strum, and then I do a hammer on 7 to 9, keep that bar chord down. And then we play that 1st string, 7th fret, 2nd string, 8th fret. So let's go back a step. Pause this, go back, play it a bunch. A lot of dense melody bits here. So And then we're doing a hammer-on. And this is a cool chord. We're playing our, we're leaving our 7th fret on that first string down and that 8th fret on the 2nd string down. And you're going to do a strum of those top 2 strings. And while you do that strum, you do a hammer-on with your ring finger up to that 9th fret of the first string. It's a cool sound. And then we're doing a syncopated drop thumb here. So that's hammer-on. And then your thumb plays that first string, 9th fret. And that's a ghost drum followed by your thumb landing. We did one of these earlier in the tune. Now we're doing it up here at that 9th fret. The key is to keep that arm moving in and out. So, and then you go back to that 10th fret and then down to the 9th again. So. Okay, so that's, and then we do another ghost strum, syncopated drop thumb on that first string, on the offbeat, so. And you'll recognize that from earlier in the B part, so. So that's a drop thumb on that first string, 5th fret, and then 2 straight drop thumbs with those 5th and 7th frets down, followed by 1 to 2 open on those first 2 strings. So that's, and then here's the ending, same from the A part. Man, that's a lot. Nice job. It's a dense melody. It's a beautiful tune. Again, you have to really have this tune in your head so that you can kind of coordinate all these pieces. So let's try and play this whole B part here, nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, here we go. There you go. And then it goes back into the A part doing that. You play that twice, and then you go back into that. And so I said earlier at the end of the A part breakdown video that the timing of this feels awkward, and it definitely takes some time getting used to hearing this melody and how it stitches together. It's sort of unclear exactly where the part ends and where the part begins, which is kind of the beauty of this tune. So I'll play the B part a couple times here just so you can kind of hear it, and then I'll go back into the A part so you can hear how it transitions. Idea. Here's the whole B part all broken down. Now let's play through the whole tune. Here's the golden ticket, nice and slow. Play along with this. Have fun. I'll go really slow. Right about that tempo. Here it is. 1, 2, ready, go. that's the golden ticket. Have fun.